Hello, everybody, again. uh, so, I guess you're all wondering where the hell I've been. Um, let's see, when was the last time I posted a video? Wow, in August. Well, that does explain one thing. At the end of August, my parents visited. And for those of you who saw my storytelling videos, you know that my mom wasn't exactly happy about my cross-dressing. Um, so when both my mom and my dad, who didn't know about the cross-dressing, had visited, um, I had it all hidden underneath my bed because they obviously wanted to see the new place and make sure that I was in a decent living arrangement, which I am. um, and eventually, the topic of conversation came up with my mom and her cousins while they were visiting of what I was doing for a living, and I couldn't tell them that I was a phone sex operator because I'm not supposed to let the extended family know, just for fear that they would ridicule me. And the experience of hanging out with my mom's cousins was so excruciating. It was so awkward and aggravating. And I think my mom saw that during the experience because that night she decided to tell my stepdad, or my dad, or my fatherly figure, what was going on with me about the cross dressing and everything. And he took it very, very well. He pretty much said, Alex has never been happier here. Um, when we were living down south, he was always miserable, and whenever he visits Michigan, he's always miserable. But here, he's really, really happy. And he's so happy here, I don't even care what he does in his private life. Um, which was amazing and great. And it was just very, very awesome. uh, he did tack on that, they were hoping that it was just a phase, which is a little disheartening, but still a giant leap in the right direction. um, and then, yeah, they left at the end of August. In September, I had a birthday party for Alyssa, or Alexandra, because it had been a year since I had started cross-dressing, and no one showed up to my party. It was kind of disappointing. And then October happened. I went out a couple times, but I missed I missed like Halloween because I didn't go out on Halloween for whatever reason. No one invited me anywhere. And then November was just November. I have kind of not hit the gym since the beginning of November. So I really need to get back at that. But it's difficult in the winter because it's really cold here. And yeah, leaving the house while cold is not exactly up there in my priorities. But I have to get out of the house in order to hit the gym. The end of the month I will be visiting my parents again. We'll probably have another lovely conversation about my cross-dressing, so I will keep you all updated. I guess I'm really doing this because I have another masturbation break coming up, like with the first one. And I was wondering if you guys would enjoy hearing another daily log while I was going through that masturbation break and keeping Alexandra inside of me. um, I guess another reason I hadn't updated in a while was because I pretty much talk to the Matt and Martina show on Facebook all the time. So, yeah. Well, not all the time, but I mean, I can whenever I want on Facebook. And we can have our private conversation there. But I don't really get any comments from anyone else here. So, if there are other people who are interested and would like to talk, please, comment. Let me know. I would love to hear from you. Not that I don't enjoy hearing from you, Matt and Martina, but I don't know. I just like to hear from a few other people that I don't have a connection to on Facebook. you know. You did ask a question, and it was, let's see. How did you get your voice so good, and do you have any tips on that front? Okay. It was just like a natural thing for me. I had no idea it was so good until I just tried it on the phone. If, let's say, you found a chat line like I did and tried a female voice, and you got the same kind of response that I did from guys who were just drooling all over my female persona, then you would know that you had a sexy female voice. Another thing is I have been doing this for years. It's nearly a decade now. And yeah, it's the whole practice makes perfect kind of scenario. Try not to actually restrict your airflow that much. And I find that when I'm talking like a girl, I'm talking more, not so much from the nose, but from like the back of my mouth, if that makes sense. My throat is a little constricted, but not much. I'm still breathing just as much as I would when I was a guy, when I'm talking my guy voice. Yeah. I can't really think of any other tips that you might need. Considering I've never heard you, I have no idea. I guess that means we will just get right on to the fantasy. What some of you were just aching to hear already. So, my fantasy is pretty much, I haven't been to the gym in a very, 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 very long time. And I really need to get back at it. Because I enjoy having, a somewhat toned body. And right now it's a little bit of a flab. It's not flabby, it's just a big old flab. And, so, my fantasy would be that I would, I would be working with a personal trainer. And this personal trainer is gorgeous. Very, very sexy. In fact, let's just say that this personal trainer is Jillian Michaels from the, I believe it's Biggest Loser, that's it, from that show. And as many of you who follow her life know, she is a lesbian. And in my fantasy, she's helping me to work out. And every week I come to her and she takes pictures of me to document my progress. And with these pictures, she adjusts the weights and the exercises that I do so that, I can have a perfect body. What I don't know is that Miss Gillian Michaels is not giving me a perfect guy body. She's having me work out my legs, and she's having me work out my stomach. She's not really having me work out my chest that much, but she is having me work out my arms, and my shoulders, and my back. Every week I go there, and the bottoms that she has me put on before we take pictures are getting shorter and shorter and shorter. And it's building up my confidence because I'm thinking that I'm losing weight. What I don't know is that she's trying to see more and more of my legs because she likes my legs. We get closer and closer to a competition, and she asks me to shave my legs because she thinks, or because she tells me that most male bodybuilders that go up on stage are completely hairless. And so I obviously go along with her logic because she is a professional, and I shave my legs. And the next time that I come over, when she is taking pictures, she's biting on her lips behind the camera. And she's noticing that while the rest of my body is quite firm, my chest is starting to look a little round and plump. And I'm starting to develop an ass. And her hands are starting to slip down her sides while she's taking the pictures. She's starting to get quite aroused by me, and she's starting to have all these confused feelings because I'm right in that middle point where you can't quite tell whether or not I'm a guy or a girl. And she asks me, if I were to look like any woman at all, who would I want to look like? And I started thinking about it, and I started thinking about all of these gorgeous Argentinian Playboy models that I've seen on the net, and I tell her I would just love to look like Luciana Salazar. Beautiful, beautiful blonde. She's looking at my hair, and she notices that my hair is going from the dirty blonde to the platinum blonde that Luciana has. And she's looking me up and down, and she notices that my lips are getting a little bit more plump while she's trying to contain herself. And she takes a few more pictures, and she has me go along my way. And she orders me some more supplements. What I don't know is those supplements are filled with estrogen. And the next time I come in and I'm wearing tight little booty shorts, my ass is just feeling so firm. She stares at my firm little tummy, but she notices that I haven't taken my shirt off, and she asks me why, and I say I'm a little embarrassed. She says, "What?" And I tell her that I've just got these lumps on my chest, and they just look weird, and I haven't been able to take off my shirt since. And she kind of looks a little puzzled, and she says, "Lumps?" And I say, "Yeah." And she reaches her hands out, she starts squeezing on them, and oh, God. She squeezes on them, they feel so... Oh, I let out a girlish moan. Oh. And her eyes just kind of, sparkle as they stare into mine, and, she reaches back and she notices that I'm got that fantastic booty that a lot of Argentinian models have, and she squeezes on that too, and I almost actually jump in her hands. Oh, she slips her hand up underneath my shirt, and I just can't resist, and I take off my shirt in front of her, showing off these two big, round breasts. She starts licking on them, calling me Luciana, biting on the nipples, and oh, God. She tells me that we're going to have to take this show into her bedroom. As she explores the rest of my feminine body that she has sculpted from the ground up. So, yeah. That would be my week by week fantasy. Yeah, so my masturbation break will start Sunday at midnight. So, if you are interested in a daily log, like I did the first time, please do tell me. And if you were to comment or ask me questions, that would not hurt one little bit.